All right, guys, so we're down here in the basement. I just figured I'd share with you guys something that I did in order to try to help prevent getting tear stains in my dog's eyes, in order to try to help prevent with like different types of sediment buildups like kidney stones, bladder stones, things like that, and just kind of overall giving my dogs a better overall quality of life, as well as we benefit because of it as well. This is actually something we did for the dogs, but then it wound up benefiting the whole house. Stay tuned for this episode of Breeders Hacks. We're going to talk about water filtration. All right, guys.
I got you right now. What's going on, Bully fam?
What's going on, Bully fam? It's your boy, the educator, the scientist, Mr. Double Muscle Line Bull. So I'm here with Mr. Wilson behind the camera. So we had to change this filter anyway. So I just figured make some kind of video out of it because technically it is dog related, right? So we had gotten this filtration system here, and actually I don't even have the name of it. Well, actually right here, Atlas Filtry. It's made in Italy. So we got this filtration system, and it's honestly, believe it or not, it's not that difficult or expensive to have it done. I had a friend of mine actually install this, and I plan on making it look even better and fancier, but for right now, it does get the job done. So basically, like what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna open the line here. So you wanna make sure you have a bypass, right? So we're about to turn off the water on this thing, but still continue to have water throughout the house. It's just not gonna go through the filter anymore. So instead of going this way and up and around, it's gonna go this way and bypass this. So I'm gonna talk about this, right? So this is a water filtration system. So why did we get a water filtration system? Well, I had a dog that started having issues with tear stains and stuff. So I'm gonna do an episode talking about some of the other things that we did, but one of the things I had looked up was essentially you can give the dog filtrated water, and it minimizes, it helps minimize, you know, the tear stains. I got it because I wanted to minimize the dog getting the tear stain issue, right? So I had heard filtrated water. Well, I have a hose where the dogs are located. So I'm like, you know what? Instead of getting the bowls, bringing them inside every day and all the craziness and madness, I'm like, you know what? Let's just get filtered water. I heard of breeders getting filtrated water throughout their homes, and not only do your dogs benefit from it, but it's better for you, like when you shower and stuff like that. And just overall, better for your piping on your house, all that stuff. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it. And we've had this now, and I'll show you a video if I have of like when we put it in, but I've had this for like a year now. And if you can look, this is what the filter looks like, all right? So if you give your dogs tap water, like we're in the upper East Coast, this is what the filter looks like, right? It's white, but since it's been needing to be actually, it's time for it to be changed, look at the color, brown. And you're gonna see when we turn on the water, what it looks like when the water gets turned on. So anyway, I'm gonna drain this out now, and you guys are gonna see like your dogs are drinking in all these sediments, right? All these sediments in the water. So this is just my theory, but no wonder why then the dog is getting like say bladder stones, kidney stones, and things like that, because of all the sediments that the dog is ingesting from the unfiltered water. Get this open, my hands are gonna get dirty. Actually, our tool right here, supposed to take it off. Wow, that's how much sediment at the bottom. So it was kind of due for a change, but you see how quickly it can accumulate? Wow, look at that. It's all sediment at the bottom of the filter. So imagine your dogs taking that in through their drinking water, you know, if you give your dogs tap. Like bottled water is good to start, you know, or if you buy like big gallons or something like that. But in like this scenario, like, it's so thick, you can see the water's, it's taking a minute for it to even come down. So now what we're gonna start to do, let me see if I can actually get this to, there we go. See that? See my hand? All right, and this is all sediment buildup. So like, that's why I was saying, like, you think about it like this, like why some dogs get the bladder stones, the kidney stones, things like that. Those are all sediment buildups inside the dog. It's just my theory as to why they get it. I can't say for sure, but let me see. I'm gonna even rinse out this cap because this cap had all that sediment in it, you know? So just trying to let that drain real quick, trying to get this off of me. See, now it's finally draining. So, and I'm gonna show you this bucket, what it looks like once it's full. This is a white bucket. Wait till you see what it looks like when it's full. This is more of a lesson by example, and I'm showing you guys, don't give tap water to your dogs. And this is why. If you give tap water to your dogs, don't be surprised as to the health problems that you may come across. I didn't pay much for this, I'm gonna tell you right now. The unit itself, I think, costed us like 200 bucks, something like that. Maybe, yeah, like 200 bucks. You know, with the parts and everything, the little accessories and stuff, maybe 300 or 400. But I don't think we spent more than like 5. I don't think we spent more than 4, I'm sorry. Like 5 would be like, I think, absolute over the top. So as you can see, we just drained out the filter, but I noticed a change, not only in the dog's skin, the coat, like, you know, you're here from California, you're saying you noticed a difference in the water when you shower. Like this place also part too, because this filter filters the water throughout the whole entire house. So we also benefited as well, but I didn't get it for us. I had gotten it for them, for the dogs, you know, and we just benefit because of it, you know? So now that this is kind of fully drained, I'm gonna go ahead now and start working on turning this. So it comes with like a special tool so that you can tighten it. And this is the same filter as this one. You see the color? So now imagine the people who drink tap water. We're in the upper East Coast, so we're in New York. So I can only speak for New York, but imagine people who live like in like Michigan who are dealing with, I guess, that water crisis or whatever thing I'm not too familiar with, but I've seen videos online. Imagine giving tap to your dogs and then wondering why you have, you know, problems. So no tap for me, my friends. And I guess it kind of goes without saying, like, if I wouldn't give tap to my dogs, like I wouldn't ingest tap myself. You know what I'm saying? Filter comes out like this. Can you guys see that? So this filter is the used filter for the house. And this is the new one. So the filter, like I said, it is a little overdue. I'm not gonna lie, but it doesn't just turn that color. It's because it's filtrating water, you know? So look how filthy that is. And you see all the sediments at the bottom? So that was in the filter. What we're gonna do real quick is I'm going to rinse out now the canister itself, because the canister itself has a bunch of like sand looking sediment at the bottom, which yet again, in my opinion, over time is most likely building up in your dog system as well. So I'm gonna rinse this out, put everything back, and turn the system back on. So I just wanted to take this outside real quick and rinse out some of that sediment. I don't know if you guys can see it, like, just get all this out so then it's not in our new filter. I was gonna do it in the tub, but then I'm like, why should I do that? I'll just do it outside. I just have some court. Cool. Perfect. You see that? Emptied out. So let's go put that back real fast. All right, so now that we've rinsed it out, you can see it's clear again now. So I'm gonna put the filter. This is it right here. The white filter. This is what it's supposed to look like. Slides right on top like this. Boom. So now we put this back in it, and generally you're supposed to do this, I think it's like every quarter or something like that. From what the plumbers have told me, it really more so goes based off of your water consumption. So for me, once I see that it starts getting like dirty, I'm like, all right, let's get this thing changed out, you know? So, and like I said, you see a big difference. Like a lot of people get like kidney stone issues, bladder stone issues. I've never had any of those issues with my dogs, but I've also always given them filtrated water, you know? And honestly, this is like the most inexpensive way to do it. Like, even though, yeah, you pay the upfront cost, but when you really think about it, it's like, once you have the setup, at that point, you know, it's you don't have any other associated costs at that point. So we just use our tool to tighten it like this. Okay. Nice and tight. We're gonna go ahead now and put the bottom on, the drain that we use. Sandra, tell them, why did we get the system?
For the dogs, because we wanted our dogs to have clean drinking water, and also so that there was no chlorine or anything when we bathed them.
All right, so this is why it's so important to have a shut off, right? So we obviously had turned off the water and cut the water off here so that no water is going to the filter head. At the same time, I'm able to open up this line that's right before it, and we still have water throughout the entire house. It's just not filtered. So we actually had to run to the store and get a new ring because the other ring started to it was starting to get old and decay, and it wasn't holding a good seal. So we went ahead and put a new ring on, this ring that goes around the brim of our canister that holds the filter. So we're just gonna go ahead and pop our filter in here like this. And now we can go ahead, and as I said, we still have water throughout the whole house. I'm gonna go ahead now and tighten it on like this. And that's it. And I mean, essentially you want to do that, you know, it all depends on how frequently you go through the water. This is our cap that goes on the bottom, so we're going to go ahead and plug the bottom up too, so obviously the water doesn't come out. So we're going to go ahead and tighten this now at the bottom, and then all we really need to do is, once we've tightened the bottom so nothing drains out of this is the drain that was open, you know, we go ahead and tighten this now. Basically, we have this tool here, and it's basically supposed to allow us to tighten it just a little bit more snug.
you know? And same thing for the bottom. It allows us to tighten it just a little bit more snug. So we're gonna go ahead and do that real quick. And now that that's nice and tight, we can go ahead and turn on the water. So as you can see, this filter's white. Once it starts turning like a really dark brown and things like that, and especially depending on how much water you go through, you're gonna want to change this out more frequently. Some people do it every quarter, twice a year. Some people do it every other month. It depends on how much you're going through the water. So actually, like I said, we go through quite a bit of water, so we're changing it quite frequently. But long story short, that's what we do. That's what we use. The best thing that I could advise is make sure you have a way to cut the water off so you still have water going through the rest of your house. You're not without water when you're changing your filter, or you have the issue where we had to go get the ring and turn off the water going to this. So anyway, guys, filtrated water, I mean, hey, wouldn't you want to have filtrated water if you were your dog? You know, seeing what tap can do when it comes to all the sediments and all the things that can be a little bit more harmful for your dogs. If this is something that you can afford to do, it's worth it. And it's also a great benefit to your family and so on and so forth, because of the fact that, you know, less harsh chemicals will be on your body when showering, so on and so forth, with the water that's going into your home. So anyway, guys, just figured I'd share this tip, this trick. This is something that I didn't think I'd do an episode on, but I take for granted. This is something that we just have, that we do, and it really is a great benefit to our dogs. So why not share it with you guys? So if you guys want to see more episodes like this, drop a comment down below. Let us know what your thoughts are. And I hope this information was helpful. I hope it was useful. And I'll see you guys on the next episode of Breeders Hacks. All right, guys.